Salutations. Good day to you. Welcome to the newest installment of something I'm trying out here. It's going to be called Heads Up. And it's essentially when we're going to directly tackle one specific issue. You know, on my podcast, on After Hours, everything, blah, blah, blah. This is going to be a little shorter. It's not going to be an hour or anything, hopefully like 20 minutes or so. But we need to go heads up versus simps today. Like these fucking simps, especially these simps that are in denial about their simphood. That's a bad thing. So today I was watching mediocre reviews and tutorials, and or is it mediocre tutorials and reviews? I know. Let me get that right, cause dog is cool. I don't want to fuck his. I don't want to be mediocre tutorials and reviews. Okay, so that's what it was. So yeah, I'm watching mediocre tutorials and reviews, and he's talking about a guy named Destiny. Now, you probably may not know who Destiny is, but he's this blue-haired fucking simp who thinks that messages sent by the people like Andrew Tate and Kevin Samuels and Fresh and Fit and all those guys, he basically thinks that they're setting men up to fail because the solutions that they have for men are unrealistic and unachievable, and it sets more men up to fail than it does to actually help them. Now we all know that's bullshit. It's just if you have a pussy ass mindset like this fucking chump, then it's pretty likely that you might find yourself among the ranks of men who think it's okay to share their wife or share their girl with other men in any context. There is no context in which this is acceptable. But I'm gonna play a little bit. I'm gonna skip through it and shit just to, for the sake of time. But also, let's fire this weed up. I'm firing up right now. You should too. Let's get some of this clip playing. Let's get this shit started. Can I do it like this? No.
Situation. And it looked like it came back to bite Destiny in the butt. Because today, some Discord messages will leak from Destiny to where he essentially breaks down how him and Melina is breaking up, and he broke down exactly why. Let's get into it. Destiny would tell his head mod that him and Melina recently had a 5-hour therapy session to rediscuss the boundaries in a relationship. And
pause to read these Discord messages. They're absolutely insane.
And that stemmed from Melina now having a new boy toy in her life. Since it's an open relationship,
if girls want to get close to me historically, they know the only way they could ever do it was sometimes by exaggerating how much they like Melina. Or Melina or attacking my wife gets you instantly kicked out of my life. If girls want to get close to me historically, they know the only way they could do it was sometimes bro, I don't know you personally. I can't doubt you, but if that's women don't have to do that shit to get actually attractive men. You a pasty ass white guy. No women are exaggerating how much they like your wife to get close to you. They're probably coming after her, but they're not coming after you. You're a fucking pud.
And Destiny isn't okay with the boundaries that they're currently breaking. Apparently, this dude is really demanding of Melina's time. They have gotten a little bit too close. He consistently disrespects Destiny, and she does nothing about it.
Oh, so you mean to tell me you didn't think that would happen? So you mean to tell me you thought you could introduce a new guy into your relationship, especially like a feminine dude, like a feminine guy who's dressing up, who's doing all this goofy shit. Dude has no muscle tone. We'll see that later, but you didn't think that would cause problems? You didn't think this guy would get possessive? Do you even man, bro? Do you not know men? Fuck is wrong with you, you fucking nutcase?
Even told Melina to leave Destiny and divorce him right now, or else he was going to unalive himself. Now, so this dude is extremely toxic, and Destiny, who was married to Melina, has been telling Melina to leave this guy and stop talking to him. But Melina has refused to stop talking to the guy. So apparently Destiny has had enough, and he's now divorcing her. And he told her to get her stuff out of his house before he gets back on the knife.
For the life of me, I will never understand people that allow open marriages. For you see, at the moment that you get married to a young woman, you lose your leverage. But when it's
not only that, open marriage? What the hell is open exclusivity? That's an oxymoron. That's like saying it's closed to nobody and it's open to nobody and closed for everyone. Like, or open for everyone and closed for nobody. Like, those things, those concepts bump. Open exclusivity. So you're mine, and maybe that guy's, maybe his too, and it's definitely him. But you're mine first. Fuck out of here, man.
It's open, you lose not only your leverage, but now you can get out leverage from another guy not even in your marriage. And for a multi-millionaire like Destiny, this should be frightening. Peep this message from Destiny in his Discord. I have a small convo when I'm back about things. I'm not gonna nuke Melina or anything, but the last 2 months and 2 weeks have been a massive mind F for me. Watching her become obsessed with a toxic/abusive guy. When I visited Sweden last, he gave Melina an ultimatum to divorce me and then threatened to self-delete himself when she didn't do it. What? Among 20 other abusive, manipulative things he's done. Ultimately, I respect Destiny as a content creator. When you set your life up for a promiscuous woman to disrespect you to this degree, when you got her a green card, you gave her this career because now she's a live streamer making money online off the strength of his accolades, off the strength of his status.
So this guy Destiny, he brought a chick in, he brought her in, got her green card, got her citizenship, and now they introduce this other fucking guy into the marriage. Fuck the relationship, the marriage. And he doesn't really want to share, you know. I mean, his wife is so bubbly, and her personality is so warm and feminine and inviting that he's like, well, I mean, you can't just keep her for yourself now, Destiny. Like, you know, I like her too. And nigga, don't let me find Destiny's wife, because I'm gonna be blowing that bitch ass out in the back of a motherfucking envoy. You hear me? And I'm bringing it back to you. I'm gonna bring it back to you. It's not because I'm a mean guy, it's because of all this, it's because this is what you allow. This is what you allow. Any nigga could just enter your relationship and fuck your bitch. So if I think your girl cute, which I do think she cute, you best keep that bitch away from me, because I know you ain't gonna do nothing about it. You know, like, if anyone tries to, like, you're canceled from my life. Nigga, I don't give a fuck about being canceled from your life. Bring that bitch here. The fuck is wrong with you, nigga? You a soft ass pud, and you getting exactly what you deserve. This is why all this open relationship, all this freedom of sexuality and all that shit, God forbid anybody tell you what the fuck to do. God forbid anybody say, hey, man, you probably shouldn't do that for the sake of your marriage. Hey, you probably shouldn't set this kind of precedent for yourself as a man, you know, if you value this marriage and want to keep it going, you know. Case, man, let's continue.
Off the strength of his discipline and the work that he put into the gym to become a live streamer. And now that she has all of that, she's open. She's open for the opportunity for another man to mind effer the same way that you did, but more on that in a few. And this right here is the guy that she left Destiny for.
This motherfucker, man. Let's big screen this. Look at this motherfucker, man. Look at this nigga, looks like Dylan's brother. Who the fuck is this guy? If my bitch was cheating on me, and this was the guy she was cheating on me with, bro, I just go celebrate. I could never trust another woman again. Now I see it's happening to him and they happen to me, so it's a different thing. But if this was my chick doing this shit to me, cheating on me with a femboy, like a real effeminate nigga, a nigga who probably don't even like pussy. Oh yeah, I'm done with you hoes. Now I just set aside a budget. I go to the chicken shack, and that's how I handle my shit. Yeah, I be the creepy 50-year-old nigga hollering at the 19, 20-year-old girls, because this is what you bitches do. And if I have to take the chance on this, like, it would damage me. It would certainly damage me. Like, this pasty ass little suck ass motherfucker right here, man. Hell no.
Why is he dressed like Wilma from the goddamn Flintstones? Is this a damn dress that he's wearing? Why the hell is his legs crossed? Why the hell is Destiny's wife cradling him like a goddamn baby?
I'll tell you why. Because dogs are fucking fag. That's why. That's why it's happening. I know you can't say that word anymore, but guess what? I just did. Fag. Bro is flaming. She like fruity niggas. This nigga married a bitch, Americanized the bitch who like flames. So if these are the type of niggas that she into and she married you, what the fuck does that say about you, bro? What's that say about you? Seriously.
Why the hell does this man have the muscle tone of a prepubescent girl? This is just so outrageous to me. This looks like two feminine ladies having a great conversation together. Melina, aka Destiny's wife, I think must have some type of fetish for feminine soy-filled men. It's almost as if physically weak is her type. And, you know, that's no disrespect to Destiny, but Destiny doesn't necessarily look like he's picked up a weight in a very long time. He also routinely wears blue hair, and he also has talked about liking penis. And to top it all off, his wife moved this guy into her apartment that Destiny pays for. He definitely got a meal ticket, laughing my ass off, but there's no way that relationship will last. Normally, I don't care about money, but after realizing she had let that jobless loser move into her apartment for free without telling me, I really felt annoyed paying anything for her because I was basically subsidizing this toxic loser.
So is he like trying to like AMOG this guy? And like if you don't know what AMOG is, up the mystery method, but like is that what I'm seeing here? Is he trying to AMOG this guy? Like, he definitely got a meal ticket, but there's no way that relationship will last. Normally, I don't care about money, but after realizing that she let that jobless loser move into her apartment for free, I felt really annoyed paying anything to her because I was basically subsidizing this toxic loser. Well, you should. I mean, you felt annoyed. That's what got you to feel annoyed when she found another dude, even though she had the propensity and the likelihood to be doing this shit all along. Like this is probably her plan, to sit here and monkey branch between you two simp fucks until she find a real nigga that's gonna come bring her out this mess. She probably couldn't handle no real nigga though, because she strikes me as the type of woman who likes to be in control. So there's some women out there who will intentionally date down. Like, women normally date up, but they boost themselves and then date down. Because it's not about being in a loving, caring relationship. These women are domineering. They want a nigga that they can control. They want a nigga who, when they get mad, they can kick that nigga out the house and shit. This nigga be calling his friends. He got to beat a nigga in Madden so he can spend the night at his homeboy crib and shit. Or some weirdo ass floozy shit like that. Some women want niggas like that. They don't want a nigga like me. They be like, bitch, I will cut your ass off. Bitch, you're not going to talk to me that way. What the fuck is wrong with you? Now, granted, yeah, I'm saying bitch and shit here. I don't just be out here disrespecting women, though. Ask any woman I work with what type of nigga I am. Ask them. See if they call me disrespectful. They might say I'm a little obnoxious. They might say I'm loud and boisterous and manly, macho. But they don't have no problem with me. I can walk up, I can crack jokes with any of them. They all laugh. I can chop it up with them, ask about they. I'm not offensive to women. I can enter women's spaces and be welcomed. You gonna enter women's spaces and be ridiculed because you a blue-haired pussy boy who letting your wife bring other niggas into your marriage, and that ain't even the kicker. Let's watch more of this shit.
But remember before I alluded to that Destiny had an inclination with the type of mindset that this woman has? Well, Destiny originally met his now wife, Melina, through one of his fans that was originally dating Melina.
Try some vines.
Okay, can we?
And then we go.
She's not terrible looking. I mean, she's a pretty standard white girl. Like, there are definitely hotter white girls than her, but I mean, she's plain to cute. Like, I wouldn't say she's ugly. If there's on the spectrum of ugly and fucking cute, like, she in the middle being like the difference between the two, she's like from here to cute. I wouldn't say she's ugly, but
Get super drunk.
We need to. No,
No, we're not
Let
drunk.
me explain what happened.
He's like.
This one is drunk, and that guy is.
No, it's not true. You're drunk.
So
Could be drunk.
I right now I'm babysitting.
Yo. Never in my history of ever have I grabbed a grown man's finger.
these two guys, because
Oh, hey, yo! Watch your mouth! Goddamn! So the guy's arm is the boyfriend of Melina, who is, again, Destiny's future wife. They are all freaks, to be honest with you.
they're very drunk. So I'm trying to make sure that they become sober. Right? You want to be sober? Okay.
Now, Melina and this fan was in a polyamorous relationship. Now, apparently, Destiny asked for what they were comfortable with beforehand, such as groping, etc., and he said he was fine with it.
So this is what we're doing. We're having a rehabilitation, just sensation
Listen.
for Steven. So he knows.
Bro, look at this nigga. Listen to his voice. So we're having a rehabilitation, and we decided to come here near the beach, and we remove our t-shirts and sit with our legs crossed, and all sit in a guided meditation together, because this is the best thing for our relationship. Because whether Destiny believes it or not, I love his wife. I love his future-to-be wife almost more than he does. Hey, wait, no, that's not true. You don't love her more. No, I do love her more than you. No, you give weird. Fucking weird.
Knows what it's like to be a real human, because a big part of what society does today is that it disconnects you from the human experience. It makes you believe that you're not human.
It's so crazy. This man here is really trying to help Destiny out while Destiny is trying to help himself out to a serving of Melina on the side. But looking at this young man, you're beginning to see a trend here. She has a fetish for this type.
I don't even think you guys hit them well. What? Don't look at
Denial.
me like that. Are you judging me?
Hold this nigga on the kiss.
They could throw them out.
Bro, she hold this nigga on the kiss. How you gonna hold me on the kiss on the live stream, bitch? Damn. Come on, nah.
I don't even think you guys hit them well. What?
We are actively watching a promiscuous serpent woman see her next target and latch her. Only been in an open relationship, never been in a monogamous relationship, and she admits that, talons into her next victim, as it be Destiny. And this is what happens when you allow the beauty of a woman to out-logic rational thinking. If you steal a chick from a dude, what makes you think that another dude, a better dude, or a more feminine dude who out-feminines your feminine won't steal her from you, marriage or not? I know a lot of you probably asking, well, why is this such a big deal? Well, you may not be as familiar with Destiny and his thoughts on the red pill, which would have helped him if he leveraged that in this particular situation. Let's take a quick recap.
Last time was on there. Now this was the time before that.
That's
no,
why,
wait, hold
that's
on.
why,
You just said a whole bunch of
that's
shit.
why I
So
just
I'm gonna
said, hold on,
respond.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you. That's
okay.
why I said it won't work, because I think you're being a good dating coach and a life coach if you tell a man, hey, get out there and become a top 5%er, but you're being a shitty social scientist, because every man is not going to become a top 5%er.
Sure. So when
every man is not going to become a top 5%er, you do got to look at the overall market and what's going to happen to the regular Joes at the bottom and in the middle. In the middle. Okay, go ahead.
When I've been on these shows, they've admitted that their advice only applies to the top 1% of men, right? So if all of your shows are geared around giving advice to the top 1% of men, right? And as you said, like, they want you to go out there, be uber successful, gain uber amounts of money. Not most people can do that. Like 99% of the people listening to your shit are not going to do that. So that advice is garbage. It's not good advice. And
Now, yeah, everybody's not going to be able to go out there and become a top 10%er. Everybody's not going to go out there and become number one. The goal is not to be number one. The goal is to change the way you think, dumbass, which is something you don't seem to want to do or be able to understand is necessary to advance. If you want to start getting women, if you want people to like you, you got to do that. It's the mindset. It's not necessarily go out and become number one, but you have to go out there and play like you're going to be number one, even if you're not going to be number one. There can only be one number one. But it's the mindset behind that shit, and that's what he's not getting. That's what he doesn't get. No, that advice is not garbage. What are you going to do? Go out there and you give it your 5th place effort, Timmy. Like, what the fuck? No, you go out there and give it your first place effort, even if your first place effort is really only like 926th place. If you keep giving your first place effort, then you move closer toward that first place. And first place is always changing. So it's not that you can't be first place. It's just the odds are stacked against you. Somebody has to be first. And it's always changing. So, you know, it's really just about the mindset. It's being secure in yourself. It's about, you know, the type of man who goes for first, understand that he's giving his best effort. So in his book, he's first. You know, to him, he thinks he is the best. And somewhere sprinkled in that is enough humility to understand that, you know, just genetically, numerically, mathematically, like you know, you're probably not going to be first. But what's wrong with trying? What's wrong with trying? What harm could possibly come from trying to be first? Putting in the steps that first place people do take and do. What harm could come from that? This nigga doesn't understand anything about mindset, about psyche, about mentality. That's what it takes.
When you're gearing everything around like, oh, well, this is how you can pick up women by being a six-figure guy that's, you know, super tall, gets jacked in the gym, whatever. It's like, okay, well, 99% of your audience is being, not only are they being left in the dark, they're being turned down like a really dark black pill incel path, because now all they're being told is like, if you can't hit these standards, women won't fuck with you. Women are hypergamous. Women naturally select for the top man. None of this is even true, by the way, but they'll say this over and over and over again while telling their audience the only way you're ever going to get these women is to be as successful as we are. When you talk about how like they want to elevate men and they don't.
Why is that what you're hearing? The only way you'll get women is if you're successful as we are. It's like, no, it's not. It's not so much the success that women are attracted. It's the characteristics that are likely to result in success. Like, you know, women see potential. Like, women might, why would a woman stick with a man when he's broke? Like, if a woman sticks with you when you broke or when you're not at your peak yet, that's her putting a down payment on you. She's like, okay, this nigga ain't where he at now. But I see he got what it takes to get there. I see he's on the way up. So I'm going to gamble and assume that in a period of time that's comfortable for me, he's going to reach his peak and I'm going to be there for it. Which, I mean, logically, that's sound. I mean, you got to be a good guy to get women. Like, you know, assholes get girls too, but they don't last. They don't stay. You do have to improve yourself if you want to get women. So for you to just sit here and be like, oh, the only way you're ever going to get women is to be like me. Well, I mean, if being like him means having the traits that women find attractive, then you can make that argument. You could.
Don't want men to be like, well, no, you said a bunch of shit, so now I'm going to say a bunch of shit. That's how it's going to go. Okay, yeah.
Goddamn. How many points? How many
3
points?
Only 3 points, because when I started writing, because you want to talk a lot, right?
You got 3 points.
When you talk about like growing men to be something better, that's what I would talk about. This is 2023. We need to grow men to be better, to adapt to the modern age. But all I hear red pillars speak about is traditionalism. These guys are obsessed with Islam now. Okay, they want to go back to the Stone Ages. Like, women need to go back to this, men need to go back to this. In order to succeed as a man, you've got to be traditional and do blah 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 blah. Wait, shit. Did he dip? Wait, did he actually just leave? Oh,
my bad, bro.
I'm sorry.
I was trying to pull up a notebook so I can type and write.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, you're good. Okay. It feels like they're saying traditional. Like, I don't think traditional is the way to go as a man now. You got to adapt. You're in a modern age, right? You have to adapt to the current day. The way that you would get a woman today is not the way that you would get a woman 40 years ago, 100 years ago, 1,000 years ago.
I understand components of what he's saying, but it's odd to hear him say adapt, because if you look at his lifestyle and the dating or the marriage choices that he has made, he is adapting. But his degree of adaptation, I would say, is not healthy for most young men either.
I know a fair amount of conservative women. I have never in my life gotten this collection of conservative women who are like, I really like dating red pill guys. Like, they really have it figured out. I love their approach to relationships. I like the way I get treated. I have never heard that in my life. I have gotten a lot of emails from women that are like, oh my God, I'm worried this guy said something in a date and I think he listens to Andrew Tate. You'll never hear it in any of these conservative women communities. I don't know if you're in it. I don't believe you heard it. Even if you tell me you have, where these women are like, oh yeah, these red pill guys, like, they're so good to date. I love dating them so much. All of them seem like men that are who hurt you types. All of them seem like they're carrying baggage. A lot of them seem like they have issues because of the communities that they come from. And then when you
I personally never heard a woman say that they want a bisexual man either, but let's carry on.
listen to them talk about women, it feels like it's so much contempt. These single moms, these sluts and OnlyFans girls taking advantage of everything. I don't see like these respectful communities of men who are like, yeah, like I'm a guy, I work really hard, take care of my body, I take care of my stuff, and you know, I'm trying to get in a relationship. It's always so much more contemptuous than that. I know
That's just not the case. That's me. First of all, what the fuck is a repeal guy? What's that? Learn to spell, dumb dicks. Second of all, like, that's me. Really hard. I do take care of my body. Like, you want to see it? You want to fucking see it? I work 57 hours a fucking week. Like, I'm not even gonna go deeper into my situation, but I do work really hard, and I do want to get into a serious relationship. I don't want to play no more fucking games. And I know who hurt me, and I dealt with that shit. That's the thing about red pill. This chump doesn't understand. Like, if you just get red pill and stop at red pill, you're fucked. It's not about stopping at red pill. It's like how Jordan Peterson said, you got to become a monster and then learn how to control it. Yeah, you got to become red pill and then learn how often to take the pill. Like, just because you become red pill, you can't just become a chauvinistic pig. I'm like, yeah, man, fuck these bitches, man. Dog these hoes out, keep my old to the streets. It's like, because then you're no better. You're no better than the monkey branching woman. You're no better than the hypergamous woman. You the dog. You the deadbeat that won't take care of his children. You the dog that treats her bad and all that shit. And it's like, that's not cool. As a man, it happens, but it's not cool. So you got them motherfuckers are taking like red pills, like lifesavers. Just popping them shit. You got to learn when to take the red pill. Like, you got to learn the healthy dosage for you. And most people tend to overdose on that shit initially because it's highly potent, very addictive. But you got to understand, everything in life has moderation, including red pill. So, like, yeah, red pill is what gets you back on track. Red pill is what reminds you that, like, your life doesn't revolve around women. Your life revolves around building yourself up, going through trials and tribulation as a man. That's what it's about. That's what the red pill is for. So for these motherfuckers who get too caught up in the red pill, they're overdosing. They overdose on red pill. And I think that's what he's talking about. But, you know, every man need to take the red pill. Your ass taking the blue pill. You taking the purple pill. Because you ain't completely wrong about what you're saying, but there's not an absence of blue pill like there is in the red pill.
You see, one of the main differences between men that understand components of being RP, or if you consider yourself RP adjacent, is that you just understand female nature. You don't deny it. You don't look to change it. You understand it, and you act and move accordingly. We no longer live in a fantasy world where women are infallible. Our eyes are no longer covered in rose-colored glasses. We understand that as men, we need to be appreciated, and that women have to amount up to our standards if they want to be involved in our kingdom, which the majority of modern women absolutely hate because it destroys this illusion that they can manifest anything that they want in the world, or that they're magical queen, princess, goddesses, and the prize all of the time. It is my argument that the vetting that should have been done in your life destiny should have been done with some RP knowledge to avoid the risk of this happening in the first place. You see, RP tells a man to watch out for a woman's promiscuous past as well as present. RP teaches you to understand the hoops that women will jump through to be considered within your life if you attain money, wealth, status, and power, and as well as how easy they'll be gone if they find a better option. It also teaches men to the extent of the evilness of some of these women who justify their evilness with their own version of my cherub in an attempt to escape any and all accountability of a situation. But because you avoided all of those lessons and spoke so ill of it, you have a 9 o'clock appointment at the cleaners.
Yeah, listen to Dustin. Who cares if his own wife gets by random men? It's not a big deal. It is insane to me. First of all, I am in an open relationship, and I've been in a relationship for 4 or 5 years. It is crazy to me, the insecurity and the projection that you have to drool so much over my relationship choices when you're probably a virgin, right? You understand that the majority of people in red pill spaces join those spaces because they can't get girls, right? If you're a normal, well-adjusted guy and you've got a job, you don't go to red pill spaces. These are not spaces that are made for healthy, well-adjusted men. They're for losers looking for answers. So the fact that anybody from that space would try to attack me or my life or my relationships, like, bro, come on. Like, Do you think it, like, maybe year 3 of this attack is finally going to get to him? Like, come on, dude. Really? Who, like, just look at who you are. You're walking out of, like, Incel Anonymous being like, now listen here, let me tell you about why I think you're miserable. Like, bro, come on.
Well, this clip didn't age very well. Although you shitted on his criticism, he was right. Destined to fail because of who you selected, how you selected them, and the time of the life that you chose to select them with rose-colored glasses. Listening to the content in the sector and really absorbing it would have prevented all of this.
One interesting aspect of your relationship is you're in an open relationship. What's that like? From a game theoretic simulation perspective, what went into that calculation? And like, how does that...
Like how that started, or...
Yeah, how did that start? Sure.
The only relationships I've ever done has been open relationships since I was like in high school. Because I...
Since high school?
Didn't really understand, like, why wouldn't you be able to, like, do other things with other people, but then just, like, have your main partner, basically?
So what...
Thought logic.
What is an open relationship, generally speaking? That means you have one main partner?
Non-monogamous relationship. Like, you're somehow allowed, like, in different ways. You can see other people sexually.
Sexually, but like, there's one main...
Yeah, or it doesn't have to be there for some people, but like
Okay.
I think it's probably easier, and we probably don't really have time or the energy for like more than like one person to like really like.
What about like emotional?
It's really complicated. There's a lot of complicated stuff going on under the hood there.
Mm.
I think broadly speaking, you've got like polyamorous relationships and you've got like open relationships, where polyamorous is like, oh, I've got like 3 different girlfriends and we all hang out or sometimes even live together, or 3 boyfriends, whatever. And then you've got like open relationships, which is like, oh, you know, like you can basically hook up with other people, and then you've got like your main relationship and that's it. I think ours is probably somewhere in the middle, of that, to where like we've got like long-term friends, some of them we hook up with, and that's kind of how we, it's a delicate dance that explodes every 6 months on itself.
So it does explode, you guys fight over it?
We fight over some things, yeah. It takes 6 months on itself.
So it does explode, you guys fight over it?
We fight over some things, yeah. Things happen, yeah.
I think it's mostly because a lot of people can't handle it, and they agree to something, and then they realize that we're way too cool, and then they get really obsessed, and they think that they can like get in there, and then it gets really dramatic.
Have you...
Open relationships don't work, especially open marriages. Destiny, you know it, and you're saying it right there. Every 6 months, it blows up. But then she cuts you off before you can explain further. It's my opinion that it was her choice of this open relationship. I mean, shit, that's all she's ever known. And she can do that because she is an attractive woman. But you fell for the bait. I never enjoy doing videos like this or being like the I told you so police. Fact is, again, I have a lot of respect for Destiny as a creator. I think he's literally a genius at what he does, and maybe inevitably he doesn't care about any of this because in his content creation brain, all of this just is content, and his failed marriage or relationship is being pushed to other portions of the internet that normally never even hear about him and his content. So maybe in his mind, this is all adding dollars to his bank account at the end of the day, because there might be 1 to 10% of people that will look at his content outside of what the things that he normally talks about because of his failed marriage and then get attracted to his platform. That's how media is working nowadays on the internet. Questions, comments, concerns? Y'all already know what to do. Me, go to Tutorials and Reviews at gmail.com. Guys, what do you think about this story and this situation? Leave me your comments down below and let's have a full conversation about it. Until next time, YouTube, peace.
Well, there you go. So, if you needed any more reason to not become a simp, this open relationship, even I've tried it, it's a pipe dream. Like it's a complete waste of time. I would highly advise against it, unless you just don't value your time, in which case go for it. Shit, try it out and tell me where you're at in like 10 years with that shit. Don't be a simp. Don't be pedestalizing women. Don't be pedestalizing anybody. Know yourself, know your worth, and you can avoid a lot of these pitfalls and a lot of these traps. If it means you have to be by yourself for a while, accept it. Accept it. Good things can come from being by yourself. Nobody wants to be alone forever. But nobody said you would be. You could die tomorrow. It is what it is. Stop being afraid. Start facing your fears. And figure out who you really are. You owe it to yourself to figure out who you really are as quickly as possible so you can attain greatness, the greatness that is you. Heads up.